Welcome everyone to German Tool Reviews. Today we have the Gedore 0365-07 Universal Knife. I must say I was confused about this knife when I bought it because it was advertised as a vegetable knife. If we take a peek at the Gedore catalog, it is marked as a universal knife. If we take a look at the packaging, we see the description in 3 languages. Als Zweckmesser, meaning utility knife, and then we have vegetable knife, obviously in English, and then finally we have Cuchillo para la verdura, which is Spanish for vegetable knife. Could the description maybe have been possibly lost in translation? I think this may be a regional thing, but I don't think I've ever heard this called a vegetable knife. When I grew up, we would call this thing a paring knife. The name comes from the French word parer, meaning to prepare, arrange, or trim. Therefore, it is used primarily to trim, pour, and core vegetables, fruits, and small cuts of meat. So, all-purpose kitchen knife would probably be a good way to define this knife. This is another genuine Solingen, Germany knife. It is surprising that Gedore would not put this on their catalog because this is a good selling point. I suspect that the knife was made by one of the big Solingen knife factories and then Gedore branded. Sort of an interesting way to open this package. You actually peel back sort of like a sardine can. The full length of the knife is 165mm with a 70mm blade. The tang extends into about 50% of the handle and is held in with 2 pins. The blade does seem quite strong and there is very little flex to it when applying lateral loads. The catalog indicates the handle is made out of cherry hardwood and it looks to be oil finished. Let's take a look at the knife under some magnification. I recently restored this massive stereo microscope and then I got a digital microscope camera to hook up to what was once the Polaroid camera port. Just to give you an idea on how powerful the optics are in this thing, this is the furthest I can zoom out. As you can see, this is the G in the Gedore logo on the knife, nearly fills up the entire frame. Taking a look at the tip, I did notice it was a lot blunter than I would have thought. Looking through the knife, it does appear that the area near the tip is not as sharp as the middle of the blade. I suppose there's no reason why you couldn't sharpen it to a point if you really wanted to. Since this knife is labeled as a vegetable knife, let's see if we can go find some vegetables to cut. It just so happens that I grew some sweet corn this year and I have a fridge full of ears, so let's see how this does. No complaints here, the knife cuts quite well. If you have a chance to pick one up, then I would recommend it. It's a good deal for a genuine Solingen knife. Well, that wraps up the review of the Gedore 0365-07 Universal Knife. Check out the link in the description below to the full review, including additional high-resolution photos not shown here. If you like this video, subscribe for more reviews of German brand tools.